Hey everyone, it's the Review Revolution, back at you again, and we're taking a look at the last three on-card figures from the Hasbro Marvel Legends Blob series. Blob. Today it is going to be the Yellowjacket, and I don't know, maybe you're like me and kind of scratch your head a little bit trying to figure out, why is Yellowjacket in this wave? What? But then, of course, it starts to make more sense because at some point, I think the people who are in charge of this line got word that the hands for the Blob that were in with the Juggernaut, it says hands, we're actually going to be separate pieces. And so I'm sure they called a staff meeting and said, we need to put an extra figure in this line. The hands aren't part of the arms. We need somebody to pack them in with. And even though, again, the hands came with Juggernaut, who was probably planned, they needed someone else to get the, I guess, right leg of the Blob. Yep, looks like a right leg to me. And they figured, well, you know what? The Yellowjacket can't be that hard. We'll do him. And so, we got Yellowjacket. Just a theory, but hey, something to think about. Taking a look at the character, though, taking a look at him in the pack, actually pretty nice. Not too bad at all. Got the Marvel Legends logo, which I love the way that logo looks. It's really, really nice. Got the 4 panels, which that is one ripped looking Yellowjacket. I gotta say, I don't even know if that's actually the actual character. That is so ripped. And then of course something a little more comic-y, something a little more traditional. It's actually pretty cool. I don't know how many of the portraits they had to work with, but I have to believe that they probably could have commissioned a better portrait for the one up at the top here. That's just not a very good picture of him. And again, I don't know how many they had to work with, but you know, they could have come up with something a little bit better than that. On the back, as we saw, there are the other figures that are in the wave, of which we've done Thor, Ultimate Wolverine, X3 Jean Grey, Juggernaut, and Quicksilver. We're doing Yellowjacket now, which will only leave Zorn and the She-Hulk. So 2 kind of cool characters coming up. And then, of course, once it's all done, we'll get a look at a completed Blob. There's Yellowjacket with my bent card. Sorry about that, guys. His stats, 6 foot, which I guess that's when he's normal, though, yeah. Weight, 185 pounds, real name Dr. Harry Prim. Identity public, alias is Ant-Man, affiliations none, powers ability to shrink and grow at will, special helmet allows him to communicate with insects. Dr. Harry Prim has led a chaotic and exciting life full of adventure. Early in his career as a biochemist, he discovers the extra-dimensional Prim particles that allow him to shrink or grow at will, leading him to adopt mini-costume persona and begin adventuring among the world's superheroes. He's a founding member of the Avengers and has had an on-again, off-again marriage with Janet Van Dyne, the Wasp. After the Avengers disassembled, he semi-retired from the hero business. He joins them when his unique talents or technical expertise are required. In the meantime, however, he enjoys his life as a solo adventurer as the diminutive Yellowjacket. So, Yellowjacket, Wasp, Ant-Man. Anybody get the feeling we need a can of Raid? But that's a quick look at the figure in pack. We'll take a moment, pop them open, have some fun. Alright everybody, thanks for sticking around. We've got Yellowjacket out of his pack, and I really dig this figure. I don't know why, but as far as being pleasantly surprised, he's knocked Juggernaut off the list. He's not going to replace Thor as my favorite so far, but definitely the one I am most surprised at and I really do like him. It's something where, you know, even though I mean, he does have pretty much the same body that we saw with, you know, like a Daredevil or with Quicksilver or someone like that. You know, this kind of really slender, generic bodies. I don't know if it's the paint. It must be the paint. It must be the paint or the colors. Something about him just is going together right. He speaks to me. It's a very, very nice figure. I like him. I guess a couple of the negative things are the only real major negative thing that I can mention. First off, of course, the paint application on the belt. It's yellow. Yellow will bleed, and it's against a black, so it does bleed through. Second off, when you look at his shorts, at his boxers, and to be honest, it's very, very noticeable. It's just like he's got a big butt sticking out. You know, I don't make a habit of looking at it, but that was just, when I was just looking over the figure, I thought, man, his butt's kind of sticking out. So that's a minor thing. I just don't even want to focus on it too long. Just something to point out. One of the other things too, and this is one of the things where by accident it actually really, I think, helps, and that is that the figure is made out of a yellow plastic mostly. I mean, the hands, because where the articulation ends, the hands and the boots, these are black plastic, as is his kind of soft fins and his head. But the body, for the most part, the body pieces, the arms, the torso, the leg, it's yellow plastic. And just like a gold plastic, there are swirls and places where the paint or where the plastic wasn't quite as evenly mixed as in others. So, you know, there's kind of this darker elements here, lighter ones there. But at least on this figure, I don't know if it would hold true for all of them, but at least because of that, it almost looks as though that he has some highlights. There are some spots that are darker than others, and it gives him a little more character. It's something that this series seriously lacked, was any kind of additional dry brush or anything across the figure to really give it a little more pop, a little more personality. Yellowjacket has it, and it's purely by mistake, I'm sure. He has the Yellowjacket logo, which, again, you know, it's a yellow painted over the black, so it's not as crisp as it could be. There is some black bleeding through, but it's yellow on black. You have to have some forgiveness for that. On the face, if you remember on the portraits, he had his eyes actually showing through the mask, and here they've actually put on these lenses. I like the lenses. I think they look good. And I do like the fact that his antenna are in gold and not just the usual yellow. So there's a little bit of gold to kind of throw things up, mix it up a bit. For his articulation, the head is on a pin and hinge, which you can kind of see there's the hinge and the pin and such. The shoulders, now the shoulder does have kind of this upper torso crunch, which doesn't do much on him. It does go in and out. Twist of the bicep, double joint at the elbow, twist at the hand, which again now goes to the black plastic, and a hinge on the wrist. And one hand's open, one's closing the fist, half and half. I'll take it. It does have the crunch, twist of the waist. Leg comes out again, double joint at the knee. I guess one of the things I don't like also, and this is something that comes up with these double jointed knee characters, is he does have kind of knobbly knees. So that's another thing about double jointed knees that it just sometimes it doesn't come out real well on the knee. Boot does twist. Got a swivel at the foot, hinge, and toe. So again, very unexpected, very nicely unexpected figure. As far as his, gotta get the leg lined up again. As far as his posability goes, or his balance, getting him to stand, he is a little tricky to get balanced. I don't really have him standing real well. But he's a little tricky to get balanced. He'll fall over, with just a slight little tap. So might want to watch that. But otherwise, a really fair character. A really good one. Not the best, but certainly more impressive than I was expecting. As you can see, he does come with the right leg of the Blob, foot attached. Look at that. We'll begin looking at Blob here pretty soon. But for now, this has been the Review Revolution saying rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.